Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this awesome Freddy head house from the game Five Nights at Freddy's. If you enjoy this tutorial, please do remember to hit that like button as it helps the channel out very much. And if you make it all the way to the end, share the video with a friend. Sharing is caring. And at the end of the video, I'll show you how to make the inside of this house really awesome. So stay tuned if you do want to see the inside. But without any further ado, let's get started. Now, before we begin building, here are the materials that you are going to need to actually make the house. You will need a few more things, however, if you do plan on making the inside, but that is completely up to you. Make sure that you have all this stuff, make sure you got enough room to make it, and then we can begin. So, the first thing that we're going to do is place a row of 3 brown concrete in a row on the floor. 1, 2, 3. We're going to leave a gap of 2 and then place 3 more brown concrete. 1, 2, 3. I want you to place white concrete on top of every other brown block, starting from the left side here. I want you to place a white concrete, leave a gap, white concrete, we already have 2 gaps, white concrete, leave a gap, white concrete. We're going to place a row of brown concrete that spans the width of Freddy's face, left to right. Add another row of brown concrete directly on top of this. And then place 2 brown concrete in front of the 2 middle brown blocks. I want you to raise up these blocks specifically by 2. The left side, 1, 2. The right side, 1, 2, and the 2 blocks behind the nose, 1, 2, 1, 2. We have to place a sequence of glass inside of these empty spaces. You want to place red glass inside of the bottom area. You want to place white on the outside of the red, and then black glass directly above the white and the red. This is what we have for Freddy's eyes, and it also makes it a little bit more cool as a house because you can like see directly through it and it just looks really awesome. You can kind of see what's going on the second floor for the inside of the house. I want you to place an entire row of brown concrete on top of all of what you've just made, and then add another one on top, just like that. So you got 2 rows of brown concrete, there you go. The next thing that we're going to do is we are just going to come to the sides of the build, and I want you to place a row of brown concrete coming back from this very first brown concrete that we placed. You want to place 7 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that, right? Extend it across the back, and then extend forwards to connect. I want you to place white concretes 1 row backwards from the white concretes that we have in like the corners of the build. I want you to leave a gap, white concrete, leave a gap, white concrete. I also want you to place black concrete behind all of the white concretes, with the goal of which being to have kind of like an ominous mouth. So like beforehand you could kind of just see inside, right? But now it's kind of like it just looks all dark and mysterious, which is the idea of the black concretes. For the inside of the floor, by the way, I would highly recommend this because it's really cool and it's kind of a throwback to the original. If you replace the floor on the inside with this pattern, it's basically, I refer to it as like the chessboard pattern or the checkers board pattern. If you just use black and white concrete to kind of like resurface the floor, then it will look really cool. And as I say, it's kind of like a little bit of a throwback to the original, like this. It looks really cool, really bright, and it makes a massive difference on the inside of the base. It really kind of like, it just looks really nice. And the reason that I've decided to refloor the base is because from the outside looking in, we're going to want to have a door, or 2 doors as a matter of fact, and I didn't want to have to replace them as I ripped up the floor. So that is where the entrance of the house is going to be. we're going to raise up all of the remaining sides of Freddy's face. So basically, we want to place rows of brown concrete sat upon the outline of the head that come up as high as the front of the head, which, as I'm listening back to myself, sounds a little bit complicated. But basically, just make sure that you build up the sides of the head using brown concrete and make sure it's all the same height, kind of like this, right? And you don't want to place brown concrete in between the teeth, because that would look a bit goofy. You don't want that. So that's all you've got to be cognizant of. You don't have to think about anything else too much. And eventually we will have built all the way up to the top of the head like that. And that is perfect. So what do we want to do next? Well, Freddy has ears. Those ears are very easy to make. You locate the two middle blocks at the top left side of the head or the top right, and you place brown concrete on them. You extend them outwards by 2 rows, 1, 2, 1, 2, and down by 2 as well. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And those are Freddy's ears. They stick out quite a bit. I quite like them. You can reduce them if you like. On this side, middle 2 blocks, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. So it's even on both sides. And now that we've placed the ears, we have actually made it easier to place his hat. So his hat's got a black top hat of sorts. We want to place a row of black concrete that is 1 row higher than the head, and it sits 1 row inside of the head like this. I'm sure that you'll be able to figure out how to place this quite easily. Like it should hopefully be quite simple to see what we've done there. It's kind of cool because we can still see directly into the top of the head, which is really, really cool. I like that. What else do we want to do? Well, we want to raise up the middle as well. So we want to place a row of black concrete that is 1 row above, 1 row inside, 1 row higher than the previous layer of black that we have just placed, like this. So this is a bit harder to see because it's actually black on black, and it's so dark on bedrock, like it's almost hard to see, or at least it is for me. I don't know whether it's my settings, but I can barely see the row of black that we just placed contrasted against the original. And we want to make this 3 rows high, so seriously, I can't even see, like 1, 2, there we go. And we want to make it we want to make the black concrete as high as the 2 rows that we just placed. So this is going to be the middle of the top hat, and it'll just look really cool. So like eventually you'll have something like that. And that is a house pretty much complete. If you like, you can leave this little top bit open and you'll get some natural light, or alternatively you can seal it up or place some glass in there or something like that. It's up to you. And on the inside, you'll find that you have a decent amount of space, as you would expect. You know, it's kind of a big build. You can see all the way up to the top, although it's very, very dark. And this is where the tutorial, block for block, ends, ladies and gentlemen. However, I did promise you at the start of this video, I will show you the inside. So I'm going to do exactly that. Let me flip back over to the original version of this. So here we are back at the original. Let me show you inside. So I think I've done a really nice job on the interior. I really like how it looks, and you can see already that I opted to place the black and white floor in the original version as well. And this is the lower level. There's 2 floors here. To the left of us, we have a little brewing station, and to the right of us, we have a little bit of a crafting / smelting area. We have chests all around us. It's nice and bright with paintings. I have opted to have a set of staircases on the right and left side of the head, which lead us all the way upstairs right here. And up here we have an enchantment library / a bed. And towards the front we have a set of armor and an ender chest. And if you wanted to go one stage further, you could even build up into the top hat a little bit, have a little secret room. But I wanted to preserve a little bit of space for myself, so I've only lit it up with redstone lamps. And yeah, I just think that it's a really cool interior. I think it really goes together really, really nicely. And I hope that you guys enjoy it as well. And maybe you'll take a bit of inspiration for that. And maybe you'll do something similar for yourself. Or not. It's up to you. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I really do appreciate all of you so much. If you have enjoyed the tutorial, please remember to leave a like on the video. That really helps. And if you've made it all the way to the end right here, share the video with a friend. Sharing is caring. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bid you adieu. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.